Hi, it's Michael. Welcome to the channel where we figure stuff out together because we're all in this together. The stock market, YouTube and the stock market. I remember back in the day, if you're old enough, before YouTube, we were at a loss for much information about the stock market. In fact, we didn't even have a daily ticker or CNBC. I used to have to wait till the newspaper came, went to the business section and looked line by line alphabetically in this tiny font to see how my stocks did the day before. So the market became much more accessible to people like us over the last 20 years. And with YouTube, we've gotten this great resource for educating ourselves about the stock market. And I've taken advantage of it. I used to spend a lot of time doing frivolous things like fantasy baseball. But about 10, 15 years ago, I started to really focus on the stock market, and I'm going to share with you the people that I follow and how I see them ranked. They work really hard. They try to give us good advice. Some do better than others. So we're going to start. There's going to be 7. At number 7, we have Everything Money. YouTube site has about 290,000 subscribers. Pleasant gentleman. He goes through each stock very thoroughly. He fancies himself the modern day Warren Buffett. He's very conservative. A couple of things about the channel. It is educational. You do get a really thorough examination of a stock, but he tends to be super conservative. He puts it through his software, which he sells ad nauseum. Every time you're on the site, it's about his software. So that's another reason he's lower ranked. But he's covered NVIDIA. He's covered Palantir, these high flyers, and every time he analyzes it, he finds a reason to not buy it now. He's always waiting for the crash. The crash is coming, and it might. But I've been watching the site for a couple of years, and I've missed out, and I think he's missed out on a couple of really good opportunities. So good job, very thorough, but I'm keeping him at number 7. Number 6 is ZipTrader. They have about 685,000 subscribers. Charlie, he puts out a video almost every day. Really nice guy. He's a little bit all over the place. He was very big into the Bitcoin miners for a while. A lovely Mara he was big on, which that didn't do too well. He does a lot of big gambles, penny stocks. He was in on Palantir early, so you got to give him some credit there. He's not doing the thorough work that the other guys do. He does more charting, but I like Charlie. He's a pleasant person to get information from every day. He's got a good sense of humor. So he's holding it number 6. Number 5 is Meet Kevin, who has about 2 million subscribers. Meet Kevin is really interesting. I would say if I did this analysis a year ago, he would have been number 1. Kevin is a really aggressive entrepreneur. He puts out content he's got 7 kids for real, and he puts out multiple pieces of content every day. He's a hard worker. Watching his journey has been kind of fascinating. He's trying to run for governor, and he's trying to do other companies' house hack and open up his own ETFs. He's got a lot going on. He's had success in the past, apparently with Tesla. He was early on in Tesla, so that's great. But I would say he's gotten distracted over the last year or so with all his other projects and maybe with his family, and we understand that's makes sense. But it's been scattered. Sometimes he thinks the market's going to do really well, and he says it, and then he warns us it's not, and he's flip-flops from here to there. So I think he just needs to get back on focus. Potentially he could be back at number 1, but at the moment he is number 5. Number 4 is Stock Mo. Stock Mo has about 690,000 subscribers. I think when I first started watching him, he had a cat. that was always around. That was his gimmick at the time. I didn't really like him for quite a while, but I kept watching him, and he's personable. He's very big into crypto, and I like hearing about crypto. He takes big shots. He tells us what he's doing and what he's buying, and it's pretty interesting. He's hanging in the fourth position. He could easily drop down because if his picks aren't doing well, I mean, I could certainly see that not being as interesting. But he is taking some big shots. We'll see how well he does, and if he can maintain that fourth position or even move up, good for Stock Mo. Number 3 is a smaller channel that I would recommend. Number 3 is Amit. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Amit is a young man who really is hustling. He reminds me of Meet Kevin 2 years ago. He's up almost every morning doing a show with the stock market opening. He is on for like an hour, and he brings on guests now. He was really big on Palantir. I have to say he was probably as early on as anybody when it was $3, $4, $5. Now it's 110. So we got to give him a lot of credit. He's taken that journey, but he's expanded upon it. And he's really good at discovering new stocks, and he puts in a lot of effort. So at the moment, Amit, you're doing it, man. Number 3, keep up the good work, keep up the hustle, and we'll see where you go. Number 2 is ClearValue Tax. Sounds really dry, and it is a little dry. It's a gentleman named Brian, but he's a kind of a breath of fresh air. He doesn't go on long videos. His videos are usually 6 or 7 minutes, and he's straight to the point. He wears a suit and tie, and he tells us the facts about what's happening, a lot of things with tax and the government, and what we should be looking out for with inflation. He's not quite a stock picker, but I do learn a lot from him. Over time, he's really, like I said, probably a year ago, if I did this ranking, he may not have been on the list, but he's got 2.4 million followers. So he is doing something right, and I'm going to have Brian at number 2. And that brings us to number 1. Number 1 is Jeremy at Financial Education. And I have followed Jeremy for a couple of years. Like I said, Meet Kevin and Jeremy were like 1 and 2, 1A with each other for a couple of years, and they butted heads on a few different things. And Jeremy has really kind of risen to the top of the stock picking. He doesn't have as many subscribers as Kevin. I think he's got 830,000, if I said that before, but he is growing, and he cranks out the videos. It's 1 or 2 a day, and he does a good combination. He does everything. He does the analysis, he does his gut picks, and we follow his strategy. We follow his public account, which has been growing. We could see it grow over time. He's done really well with Meta. He had Palantir. He's had some losses too along the way. I've lost money on a couple of his smaller picks, but overall, I like his strategy. I like his common sense. His videos are really entertaining. Seems like a genuine guy. And right now, Jeremy is number 1 on the list. So the bottom line is they're all 7 of them are really good. I'd recommend all of them. I'm going to put the links for all of them into the video. Educate yourself. There's nothing more important, I think, than really knowing what's happening with the stock market. This is your retirement or your savings. It's time well spent. So these are my recommendations for now. I am going to stay on top of these 7 and others, and I'm going to come back with updates to tell you if they're doing better or worse. So we're going to keep in contact with each other. Let me know who you follow, and follow my channel and subscribe to me and comment below. And I'm going to put some other videos about making life simple here. So I look forward to talking to you again soon.